Australia's dairy industry is in crisis, with farmers hit by a triple whammy. Export margins are being squeezed by low global milk prices and a high Australian dollar. And many farmers are fighting a losing battle in the supermarket milk price wars. Emily Stewart filed this special report from southwest Victoria.
Farmer power. It started with just a couple of cockies, but now hundreds are turning out for rallies.
To share again the droughts and floods and strife.
Dick Smith's on board, as well as politicians like Bob Katter.
We've had calls from every state in Australia, and it's amazing what one phone call can do and what 3 weeks can do.
Fifth-generation farmer Jock O'Keefe runs one of the biggest dairies in the district. He says it's crunch time.
It is a crisis point. Farmers are losing money, service providers aren't getting paid, land prices are depreciating. It's all getting to a very critical point, I think. Yeah.
Victoria is the powerhouse of the dairy industry, producing 65% of Australia's milk. Much of this is exported, but that means farmers are competing with a global milk price.
The world just became flush with dairy products. And so, as a result, that has put some downward pressure on price for this current 12 months.
The high Australian dollar is also squeezing the industry, and many farmers are casualties of the milk price war raging between the retail giants.
The cost of production is well above the amount of money that farmers are being paid for the milk. It's really that simple.
The farmgate milk price has dropped to around 35 cents a litre, down 15% on last year. Accountant and dairy specialist Gary Smith says most farmers are facing a loss this year, with the cost of feed and electricity rising up to 50%.
On an average client, we're looking at a cash flow effect of around about $250,000. So, that's certainly significant.
It was estimated that probably 20% of southwest Victorian dairy farmers are potentially in great trouble with the banks, and quite a number of those may be forced to sell up.
Pat O'Keefe has been trying to sell his Winslow farm for the past 2 years, but there are simply no buyers.
I'd like to retire because I don't have any children to take it on or anything like that. So after nearly 40 years, I've sort of had enough, and it's about time to go.
There are hundreds of dairy farms for sale here in southwest Victoria, but there are very few buyers. And while farmers would hope to get up to $7,000 an acre, they're struggling to get offers of $4,000 or $5,000. For the whole farm, that can mean $1 million less. And it's not just the farmers in financial strife. Increasingly, local towns that rely on the farm dollar are struggling.
Many local businesses have had to close their stores, just with the financial impact on the local economy.
To the north, some Queensland dairy farmers have lost everything. Record floods have inundated half of all farms, with losses estimated at around $40 million. But there have been some bright spots. Northern Victoria has had better seasonal conditions.
In Tasmania, and there's about $300 million worth of investment going on by most of the processors in Tasmania. So they're looking for a growth in the industry.
But for the most part, the future is bleak. Last week, Farmer Power met with the Victorian state government and is agitating for the federal government to step in.
We need assistance immediately, and I would suggest that we need it in the form of no low interest or no interest loans that will help farmers get through until prices improve.
And that could be a long wait for farmers like Jock O'Keefe.
I will not see my boys do what I do.
And for many families who make up the backbone of Australia's third biggest agricultural industry, the rewards simply aren't there.